Most people think losing weight comes down to eating less, and that's not strictly wrong. And we've all heard the slogan, haven't we? Just eat less and move more, right? Eat less food. And so, understandably, people's focus is on tiny, tiny portions. But interestingly enough, when I was losing weight, I did it eating meals like this every single day. Big, filling, plant-based meals, and I was still dropping weight consistently. And of course, the reason this works, nothing magical about the plant-based thing, it's simply that many plant-based foods behave in a really advantageous way in terms of calories, fiber, and fullness. And so when you actually structure your meals properly, you can eat a surprisingly large amount of volume while still staying in that all-important calorie deficit. So let me show you exactly how I structure my meals like this. I'll walk through every component of it. You can start doing this yourself and feel a lot more full and satisfied, eat big portions while still dropping weight each week. This is what I call a slim and sustained big bowl meal, and it's one of the easiest ways to make losing weight sustainable. All of this volume, balanced macronutrients, loads of fiber here to keep you full for hours. Like I said, I'm going to walk through every component of this in just a second. All of this for under 580 calories. This is the cheat code. So what are we working with here? Well, first up, we've got our carbohydrate base, because we're not fearful of carbohydrates whilst dropping weight, but like every other piece of this meal, we just have them in a controlled, managed amount so we know the calories still fit. Today I've gone for sweet potato. I also love white potato. Potato generally, the amount of volume per calorie is incredible. But I also love the whole grains too. So I love quinoa, I love rice, I love millet, I love barley, I love bulgur wheat. And that's the great thing about this bowl, is it's really versatile. I can mix it up. Protein source up next, probably pretty self-evident. We've gone for chickpeas today. These are just cooked in a little bit of smoked paprika and salt on low heat. I do them from canned. I do most of my beans from canned just for convenience. But again, we mix this up. So I might do lentils, I might do black beans some days. But actually, by far and away, for the most part, I do tofu. I love tofu. So tempeh also good, TVP, seitan can work here. But we've got our protein source. And you see where we're going with this, because we're coming to the healthy fats next. But we do balanced macros here. This is the great thing. You don't have to ostracize. Like most diets, they rely on cutting carbs or cutting fat to lose weight. No, when the calories are controlled, when you eat very generously in terms of volume with the right structure to your meals, you can have all three macronutrients, get all the nutrients you need and feel freaking amazing, because each one brings different things to the party, in my opinion. So we've got our avocado here. This is half an avocado. Again, I'm very specific with this. Like, it's half an avocado. I know that's roughly 90 to 120 calories, and it's all accounted for. Other alternatives, I might sometimes do my oil-free hummus. I might, if I'm really lazy, or if I don't have any good avocados in, which happens often, the avocado strife that we all experience, I'll just throw on some hemp seeds. I'll do a tablespoon and a half of hemp seeds, because I know that's a similar calorie content to the avocado. Makes sense. I could also remove the whole food fat source and maybe do a more fat-rich dressing to bring it to life a little bit. That could be nice. So I do my tahini lemon dressing instead. But I actually prefer, again, playing the volume game, to chew. I want the chew factor. So I don't like to spend, is my way of thinking about it, too many calories on the dressing. And again, the secret here is this is what this video is all about: eating huge meals, still staying full, still staying in the calorie deficit. So that's why I prefer the fat in the meal as opposed to a small dressing on top. Now, here's the real secret. We've got the balanced macros so far. Lots of fiber already in the three ingredients I've discussed here. Fiber, amazing for keeping you fuller for longer. The next part, though, is the non-starchy veg. And this really is a cheat code, because it allows me to add so much bulk to this meal without adding all that many calories comparatively. So I'll mix this up. So today I've gone for broccoli and the zucchini, which I just grill. I don't grill, excuse me, I baked actually at the same time as I baked my sweet potatoes last night. A little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of oregano on the zucchini there. I've got some chopped bell pepper here, and I like to have fermented veggies when I remember, every day at least, which is sauerkraut or kimchi. The great thing about, I've gone for 4 today, different types of veggies. But honestly, if you're looking at this thinking, oh, it's a bit elaborate, Ryan, that's a lot of work here, just do one. This is the great thing about these big bowls, is you can simplify them as you need. You could literally just do half your plate of broccoli, and that would probably do the trick. Yeah, we can say that variety is maybe better as a rule of thumb, but variety is only so good as long as your adherence and your compliance, your consistency remains high. If variety compromises your consistency, don't worry about it too much. Just do 1 or 2 types of veggies. You don't need to do 4 like me. What I do find though is the more variety I have in terms of the veggies, more psychologically satiating. My perceived satisfaction actually goes up, which I think is really, really important. And then what I will do to finish is literally just a little bit of salt, a little bit of sea salt, hot sauce, or maybe a bit of balsamic vinegar, or balsamic glaze sometimes, but that's slightly more calorific, or a little bit of lime or lemon juice, and that's it. Like I say, you can do a more luxurious dressing, maybe made from tahini or cashews. I stay away from oil because it's a calorie bomb without many nutrients. Don't like oil. Again, all the saturated fat in many oils as well. And so I just like to use a little bit of hot sauce, frankly, but you can do your more tahini, cashew type, maybe a cheese sauce dressing. They're really popular with my friends across the pond, and not a European thing, cheese sauce I will add, but they're very popular. And those are great, but again, I like the fat sauce on the dish. I've got the chew factor, more volume, and this is how we do it. This is the Slim and Sustain Big Bowl. And I want to say, if you are one of these protein heads, because this is all the rage right now, I've got women in their 50s coming up to me without any weight training experience or particular muscle building ambition, telling me, oh, I had a consult with a nutritionist or a personal trainer and they told me I need 120 grams of protein per day. And I'm like, you're 5'2". You don't even lift weights. Calm down. This is over the top. But if you are concerned about the protein, of course, you just take the chickpeas and you do tofu or tempeh or TVP, like I mentioned, as a higher protein alternative. Maybe you reduce slightly the sweet potato, keep the chickpeas, and add a bit more tofu. And that's just ways to bump up your protein slightly. But again, case in point, this is what I love about this. It's versatile. You can mix and match based on your goals. And of course, I'm not going to talk about, people freak out about this, but I'm not going to talk about portion sizes here because they're entirely relative. All I'll say is this is how I do it, and it's less than 580 calories. You need to do the math for you, but this is the formula that makes it so easy to lose weight and stay in that calorie deficit. So key takeaway then, the insight I want to share today, the goal is not to make your meals tiny, tiny, tiny smaller all the time. It's actually to maximize calorie to volume bang for buck ratio, so you can eat the greatest portions for the fewest calories, whilst also simultaneously making sure that there's balanced macros and high fiber content present. And yes, the calories are controlled, but you're not in such an aggressive calorie deficit with each meal that you're hungry 1 hour later, because we know precisely where that goes. And this is exactly how I structure my meals. Even though I'm not losing weight anymore, this is still how I structure my meals to this day, and exactly how I do it with my clients on Slim and Sustain as well. If you would like me to help build your diet so you can drop a steady and realistic 4 to 8 pounds per month until you get to your ideal healthy body weight range, you can apply for Slim and Sustain coaching down below. Or if you would like the full list of 15 plant-based meals I eat on repeat for more meal ideas and inspiration, and to see the volume structure that I've talked about today in action with other meals alongside the Slim and Sustain Big Bowl here, I'll also put a link to that PDF below as well. See you in the next video.